All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic start to the AM here. Had a refreshing, recharging, and productive weekend, right? And hopefully you're ready for what should be a relatively interesting trading period here as we creep up towards that holiday time frame. Obviously, right, we're going to have Thanksgiving. Was it next week? U.S. Thanksgiving next week. And around that holiday ends up being a little bit of like a strange market schedule, right? So I think the Wednesday's half day, the Thursday markets are closed. And then that Friday, right, ends up being very, very untradeable. So we kind of have a window here, right, in the next, we'll say 10 days or so, where we get an opportunity, right? And then market will take a pause for 3 or 4 days and then get back to going and ripping higher or doing whatever it wants to do. Last week, great week, right? Really fought through some of that price action. We put ourselves in situations where we could set ourselves up to be green, and we emphasized the quality of our process, not the quality of our P&L. I think the biggest trap that you can fall in love with as a trader is being P&L obsessed, because it's never going to feel like enough. It's never going to be good enough. You're never going to make enough. There's always going to be more money to be made, and you're just going to chase something that isn't there. And when you hit a number that is objectively fantastic, it won't feel like that in the moment. It'll feel like you can make more or need more or deserve more or whatever it is. And you'll end up chasing something that then just ultimately leads you to blowing up and puts you on tilt and sets you back, right? What we talk about here almost on a daily basis, I feel like, is that it's the quality of our decisions that creates the P&L that we crave long term. And when we judge ourselves on a daily basis based on a number on a screen, be it in an evaluation account, be it in a personal account, be it in a bank account, we ultimately trick ourselves into feeling worse about our progress and feeling worse about what we actually want to achieve as traders. And I think we all have that greedy persona, right? Or that creature inside of us that wants us to do more, right? That needs more. I need this, I need that, I need this, right? And we need to fight back against that individual and not allow that to cloud us from making the decisions that actually do make us money long term. I don't think I've met a trader here that, when they are outcome focused, ever actually achieves the outcome that they want and walks away. They hit a number, if they get lucky and they get that follow through, and then I made $20,000 in 2 days, let me make more now in the next 4 days. And they take a huge amount of risk, give away everything that they possibly made and then some, and then feel like idiots, right, for basically self-sabotaging their success. And it's simply because they attach their self-worth to their net worth, right, or to the number on their screen. And that is fundamentally a very flawed way to go about building your life. And as a market participant, it's a guaranteed way to lose your money and to lose everything. I think so many of us, right, are working towards a long-term objective, right? We have a goal that we want to hit. We want to do whatever it might be, right? It's quit my job. It's buy the house. It's spend more time with my family. Prove my partner wrong, tell my boss he's an idiot, right? Whatever it might be. And the market is really good at making us want to rush those objectives, right? Or rush towards those goals. And that's the trap, right? That's the trick that the psychology, right, of trying to make money plays on us, where it feels as if we have to do it right away. We have to do it all in one go. We have to do it now or it'll never happen. And we forget about how powerful, right, compounding 3 months worth of trading action actually is. I think we chased the extra $1,000 here on Monday, right? So that we can cost ourselves the $20,000 by the end of the month. And chasing that extra validation, chasing that feeling, right? Chasing that trap essentially is a surefire way for you to be a loser, to not create the outcome that you want, and to, I mean loser objectively, right, from a P&L statement, and to fundamentally constantly feel like the game is rigged against you, when in reality, it's a choice to then create that feeling, right, to rig that game against yourself by setting yourself up where you need it right away and just ignoring the processes that actually make you money long term. The reality is that no one makes money every single day. It's just not how the market works, right? I can do everything right and still lose money, and I need to be okay with that result. I need to be happy with that. Otherwise, I put myself into some expectations that I will just never be able to accomplish, right? It's a level of vanity that is simply just impossible to ever really understand and grasp. And so I need to be okay with not necessarily judging myself from a P&L perspective, right? But judging myself from a quality of decisions perspective. And so for me, I became a lot more profitable as a trader when I stopped chasing numbers and I started chasing like basically control, right? I want to be a control freak, not a P&L freak. And being a control freak as a trader means being okay with losing money when things don't go your way. When you follow your system perfectly and it still costs you money, you still have to be okay with that. You can't lose control. You can't feel as if you're owed something. You can't chase an outcome, right, to make it back because, oh, I followed my process today, so I have to make money. It's not the reality, right? The very best edges, the very sharpest techniques that you could possibly ever use as a trader are going to win you, 50% of the time, 60% of the time, maybe 70% of the time, right? And if you expect yourself to be perfect from an outcome perspective, then you won't be able to stomach those periods where the variance doesn't go your way, right? If you choose to demand perfection from yourself from a P&L perspective, you're basically admitting that you need to get lucky and you need to win the lottery for you to be successful as a trader. And okay, maybe, right? Think about like from like a sports betting perspective, right? You can bet the 200 leg parlay and hope that you can, turn that into like $1 million or some life-changing wealth or anything along those lines. But it's not going to happen, right? Like the probabilities of you making 200 good decisions in a row and every decision is correct from an outcome perspective is just a very unrealistic expectation. And bookmakers will cap your max payout that'll be less than the implied odds of that happening. So it's like you have a double jeopardy, right, working against you to achieve that objective. And it's the same thing with trading. You're realistically 100 to 200 good decisions away from feeling as if you're financially successful, or at least having a financial buffer where you can start to make decisions that you're craving, right? You're 200 good decisions away from telling your boss that, hey, I'm going to be trading for myself now, or I'm going to be self-employed. You're 200 good decisions away from being able to do that kitchen renovation at a level that you would have never expected. You're 200 decisions away, right, from being able to spend more time with your partner or with your kids and being able to travel anywhere you want in the world without ever worrying about money. But we get onto decision 10 and we feel like we should be on decision 200 and we chase and we make things worse, and then we have to restart that process. And each time we have to restart, or each time we stop trusting ourselves and stop playing the long-term game, We make it harder to get to decision 50, to decision 100, right? To decision 150, to decision 200. And we just create those calluses in our head over, oh, I've never been able to do this before, so let me try to rush it and break through that barrier, right? And then because you tried to rush it, you actually just make it more difficult to overcome that psychological pain point, and you restart. And now instead of failing at decision 50, you fail at decision 10 or decision 5 or decision 25, right? And you just constantly restart and go back to zero. So trading for me, right? Yes, you want to evaluate your P&L. You want to look objectively at how things are going, but not on a day-to-day basis. If you choose to ride that roller coaster, you will live in a level of anxiety and stress and pain that will make it impossible for you to feel success long term. So today, right, the commitment I ask from everyone is to choose to make those 200 good decisions. Not to make one good decision, not to think that you're one decision away, not to think that you're even 5 decisions away. To actually play that long-term game, right? To actually choose that, hey, today I'm going to commit to doing something that I have never done before, that I'm going to power through my psychological pain points and demand excellence from myself. There's like nothing I can do that will force you to make that decision, right? It honestly won't matter how often I win or how often I lose if you choose to need that next win to be the one that makes you a millionaire, right? Or to make you feel as if you're financially successful. So I implore you all to start playing that long-term game, to commit to yourself that, hey, for the next 6 months, right? Next year, next 3 months, next month, I'm going to go into monk mode. I'm going to be that meditative maniac that only believes in himself or herself or themselves and ignores all this pain and suffering that riding the P&L roller coaster gets me. We've all had moments, right, where we feel as if this game is not sustainable, right? And that's a way of our brains telling us that what we're doing is simply just not working, right? Just fundamentally. And so I would beg you, demand from you, right? And to ask you to commit to making that long-term decision, to commit to building those good habits, to commit to learning from your process, and then, on a month-to-month basis, right, on a week-to-week basis, start judging yourself from a P&L perspective, but stop expecting perfection in your outcome and start demanding perfection in your process, because every single day I can behave how I say I want to behave. Every day, I won't get the outcome that I'm always craving. But if I stack up enough good behavioral days, if I stack up enough good decisions, right? If I stack up enough good outcomes from trusting my process, then I will get the P&L that I want and then some. I will never feel as if I need more money. So that's the challenge for you all here today. The warning I'm going to tell you all, right, is that you will lose everything. You will blow up your accounts. You will lose your savings. You will lose all the progress that you have made if you choose to ride the P&L roller coaster. That is a guarantee. And you have to choose as an individual that you're going to get off of that ride and you're going to go on the merry-go-round and you're going to do the thing that is boring, and you're going to do the thing that won't make you sick, and you're going to trust the quality of your decisions and just stop obsessing over your short-term variance. I'm sick and tired of having to tell people to make that decision and them not making that decision and then complaining that things aren't going well enough for them, right? Because it is a choice, and it's a choice that you have to make for yourself. And there's nothing I can do that will tell you that, hey, this is the right thing for you, right? I'm a big believer that everyone gets what they want out of the market, and most people want the lottery ticket. They don't actually want the long-term win. So choose, right? Make that decision. Be accountable to yourself. Stop being an idiot, right? Stop saying that you want one thing but then doing another. And when you get addicted to not only breaking your rules but chasing your P&L, then each losing trade or each bad outcome reinforces that behavior, and it makes it harder and harder and harder to get off of that roller coaster, right? But when you get addicted to behaving the way that you say you're going to behave, you get addicted to trusting yourself. You get addicted to learning from your mistakes, from studying your process, from getting better, then the numbers will take care of themselves. You'll do tremendously well, and you will outperform of 99% of people. And you will have this skill set that no one will ever be able to take from you, right? And you'll have a level of self-belief attached to that that will make people jealous. They'll make them think that you have this like secret to life that they can't seem to figure out themselves. So, look, it's all your choice, right? I can't force you to make a decision along those lines. I can't force you to do anything. All I can do is share with you what I fundamentally believe to be true and try to push you in that right direction. But you have to take that leap of faith and start believing in yourself and create that trust with yourself to achieve any of the success that you're looking for. No more half measures, right? It's time to win, and it's time to take yourself seriously, because you can accomplish what you say you're going to accomplish, but it's time to make your actions match your words. All right, so Monday rant out of the way. I hope you all take that very seriously. It's something that is extremely important to me, and something that, I think is a commitment that we all need to make to ourselves. So let's get after it. Let's focus on our process here today, and let's set ourselves up for a tremendous trading week. So first things first, let's take a look at the economic calendar here today.